Okay. Live stream chat. Let's go there.
Live stream chat. Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like I can message everybody. I'll say hi. Hi, everybody. I'm Erica and Kimberly. It has been a day.
Yep. It has already been a day. I am happy to
I
be here
am
though.
I am I am happy to be here. I just get to see your face. And that makes me happy, but I'm not in my normal space if y'all can't tell
Yeah.
because the universe is trying to sabotage me. Not the universe. The universe is wonderful,
Yes. It's
but
being a targeted individual is a daily life of sabotage. It's more like being a tortured individual, which I've said many times.
dude, I
I
am
know.
stupid enough to have my internet and my cell service for my business and my home with the same
Good
company.
provider. I've done
And
that before.
and and
Yep.
that company has like screwed my day. So yeah, I'm here from the back patio using my cell signal. So I hope it works.
Yeah, it does. I can see you.
And I can
But
see you. That's what matters.
hey, Patrick.
Oh, is Patrick there?
Yeah, I think
See, I
that's
don't
him.
even know if I can see the frickin' chats. So today we have, oh, can you see the cool since you're in charge? Like, can you see in the chat where you can show it on the screen? Like,
That's my first time doing
I
this.
know she's
So
driving everybody, so it's a good thing. That means she can get rid of me soon.
no,
I don't mean that. I don't mean that.
no. So how do I do
There it
this?
is. Okay,
It's
there we go. So you should be able to click on it or on underneath it. It says show to screen or
show on stream.
yeah, yeah. Let's see. Click on it. Let's see if you can figure it out.
Oh, that may not be Patrick. He's the something. So, but
Oh, is it somebody else?
hello, the Equalizer Media.
Are they equalizing media? Or are we in trouble? Oh,
Maybe.
okay. So we had some things that we were going to talk about today specifically, but I'm
Mhm.
going to tell you first off, the summit is freaking awesome. Like we have some of the most amazing people in that group already who are like raising their voices and sharing information. The interviews, I mean, we had tech support or tech issues in the beginning, which is me, but was really weird, guys. And again, we call this the skeptic versus the survivor because, I am the skeptic, but was weird is just having technical difficulties, videos I had that were right on my computer. They were correct. I'm sorry, excuse it. Were on my computer, but the final version that was uploaded was not correct. And all of a sudden, I couldn't sleep for like a week and I couldn't eat for a few days. And like Kimberly had to be like, shut down, put all of your electronics out, go outside, get some vitamin D, which we learned about in Dr. Cruise's video and towards the end.
Yeah.
I think he's day 12. Um, and I finally, like 2 days later, I was finally able to eat, able to sleep. So that was interesting. And now my Wi-Fi's down when I'm trying to get some work done and do this live. So weird things are happening, could all be coincidence. It could just be my mind racing and wanting to get things done. But so if I
Wow.
disconnect, I'll jump back on. But
Yeah.
um,
Well, I beg to differ. We lost your picture.
you lost my picture. Oh, here I am. I'm
Yeah.
back.
There you go.
I guess I can't read my text messages at the same time.
No, you got to focus on one thing.
Okay.
And
Okay. That's my ADHD brain. So
mhm.
I'd love to talk about one. We were going to touch on your journey since you filed your paperwork since last week. You were going to have an update on that, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah. Okay. So what happened?
So the Alaska Land Recorder's Office called me because I didn't send them enough money. And did you know if you send a postal money order that they can track it? They actually give you a receipt. It's the only one that can't be like forged and, taken out and redone. I didn't know that. That was the very first postal money order that I've ever done was for Alaska Land Recording Office.
Okay.
But they let me give the $40 that they needed in order to get my package recorded via a credit card. And then I worked on my UCC filings to take control of my name, because when they give you a birth certificate, you're put into the organization or corporation at birth. And none of us know this, but if you look at your social security card and your birth certificate, they're all in capital letters. And so when you return back, when you return back to the land and soil, then you spell your name correctly with capital first, initial, and then all lowercase. And so I did 2 UCC filings, one to take back control of my name, so to take it out of their corporation, because the corporation is owned by the British Crown. And so if people want to go and look at some videos, there is Americans Are Back is the website that I use to purchase my package from. And I got the extended
Americans Are Back.
Americans Are Back. Yep. And so I purchased my package from them. And the second UCC filing I had to do was an for architectural. Yeah. And but I had to get the first UC filing number in order to do the architectural land filing. So I just did that today, and I received it back with my recording information. This is what it's going to look like. So here's my 2 right here. See how it has the recorder stamp up there in the corner? That 2025. That's also the case, the UCC filing. So it's a very elaborate process to get you back to be sovereign. And then I was doing a little more research, and they try to intimidate you to not do this because the FBI says we're a risk returning back to sovereignty. But the only reason we're a risk is because we now know our rights, right? So there's another series on YouTube that's called Blood Money by Anna Von Reitz. And then there is also another series that she does on Americans Are Back. There's like a video section on that I forgot the name of that. It's like What We Would Know, or I'll look it up.
Okay. I'm like trying to type this in the chat with my fingers. Are you seeing, and you keep seeing my thumb in the in the camera because it's sideways. Are you seeing it in the chat?
It's something is wrong when, and that's a great one. But they deleted her video number 9, I think. And I've been trying to find that number 9 video. So there must have been information in there that's really good information, or they wouldn't have deleted it. But I can see all of the other videos. So I'm going to type in here, YouTube.
Yeah, thanks, because I'm having typing issues. I can't even see like who's here to say hi. So hi, everybody.
Yeah.
It's nice to see you all again. Appreciate it. It's been a day. If you just joined or just joining in soon, well, I guess just joining in soon. See, I'm not even making any sense. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Did I lose you? Oh no, you're still there. Okay,
No,
I can
yeah.
see. Oh, I can see your message there.
Yeah. So that was the first
it
one
keeps
that I
reconnecting.
watching. You're still there. So the YouTube one series is Something is Wrong When. And I think everybody should watch that. And then let me type up the Americans Are Back really quick. See if I can find it here. But yeah, so
I'm still here. I'm just
So guess where I went yesterday? Because my stuff was recorded on Friday at the land recorder's office, right? So yesterday I go to the grocery store, the same grocery store that
Those that
that had
device
the
was up.
that had the
That all
live.
of a sudden that wasn't there.
All of a
Yeah.
sudden it's
The
not there
LTVs.
now. Yeah, Live View Technologies, but that one
So
was from the police department. But it's still very interesting that it's not there. I don't think it's a coincidence because both the one that was in the hotel parking lot is gone. And that's the hotel that I stayed at when I first came down here to see if I wanted to live here. And then the one in the grocery store where I was going to the PetSmart and the grocery store was gone. And it was like the best feeling ever not to be, tracked. So here's this. Hey, Mark. So I'm going to show that on
So like
the stream.
what is the corporation that the list that you're on that we're trying to get off of, like just because you filed another piece of paper, like now you're just all of a sudden not on that list anymore?
Yeah, because one of the piece of papers that I filed with the land recording office has to do with your DNA. So if they have you by birth in their corporation, then they can sell you as an asset. It's really quite disturbing when you think of it because we only grew up in this situation. So I'm having to unlearn and then re-educate myself on what our actual civil rights are. And it is not within the maritime laws system, which is the corporation. We are supposed to come back to the land and soil so we can become sovereign. And the government owes us a lot of money. Well, being sovereign, you'll get money. You'll go to the 528 global banking system and set up an account there where you'll get money every month to spend on stuff that you need. And so this whole, it's gold backed currency. So this current system with this organization needs to be taken down, and it comes from the British Crown, as I stated before.
So
So
what does it mean? Because when you say sovereign, I'm thinking like British crown. Like what do you mean by sovereign? I mean, what does that mean for me?
that means they call it a living woman. So I am now a living woman. I'm not a piece of property to be sold, and I won't have to pay taxes. I won't have to pay property taxes. I have letters here that I need to send off to relinquish my voting rights, which I don't care. It's a big circus show anyway. And they're literally, the reason they call it blood money is because we're all still slaves to this system. And why would you continually pay taxes all of your life and then pay property taxes when you've already were slaves to the system, for 40 years of your life or 30 years of your life or however long you've been working. I've been working since I was 10 in my estranged mom's
Oh
salon.
yeah,
Yeah. So it's like I've been working for,
I was
40.
14.
Yeah, exactly. So when are we going to say enough is enough and take back what's ours? Because if you go to that facts page that I just sent you, it lists all the facts and benefits of being sovereign, which means you are now an American state citizen on the land and soil, and their laws, don't apply to you. So I am surprised with the Bar Association, which is another one of their schemes, that more attorneys aren't aware of what our civil liberties are and to approach it from a point of being sovereign, because then the whole system will fall apart, which I pray, please.
So where are when you say civil liberties, like where are these civil liberties defined and like why the hell do they owe us money?
Because we've been working into the system all this time and everybody should be created equal. It doesn't matter, what as long as you've lived here for 7 years, you can claim sovereignty. And the reason that we're owed money is because these people shouldn't have done what they did in the first place. It's called, um, what act it's under is 1401. So that's the code. That's the civil
Okay.
code or whatever, 1401.
Okay. Okay.
And then, has anybody looked at the bottom of their checks with a magnifying glass and tell me the verbiage that it says at the bottom of the checks? Because Jordan Maxwell knew this. And even though he wasn't pushing for people to become American state national citizens, that I have taken on a new fight for humanity to push them to go that way, to go that route, and just remove yourself from the system. Because there are the things that this program goes off of is you being a slave. So that's when all your stuff is in capital letters, which is your digital twin. Then they've got to have your DNA. So this program goes off your DNA, which we already learned that in some of the summit interviews. And then they have to put you on a terrorist watch list, right? So when you put your information and do all of the steps required to become sovereign, then that immediately removed the tinnitus in my ears. They had to get me off of their system because they no longer owned me as an asset, so they could sell my data to the highest bidder or torture me with their electromagnetic, weapons and all of that. So my life has been much better since I did the UCC filings. Like, it's even gone down a notch. So I no longer have that clicking in my ear. Remember the first live? They were like, click, click, click. I'm like, we want you to stop talking right now. And I was like, no, I'm not going to. So it's very interesting.
So let me be the devil's advocate for a second here.
Okay.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So how do we know? I mean, we know that the human mind is an amazing thing, right? And like you can basically become whatever you want. You can so how do we know that because you filled out this paper, you don't emotionally feel relief, which is causing those things to go away? Like you're not creating that in your mind, that it's actually being turned off. Do you understand where I'm going with that? Like we have the
I
ability
understand.
to.
I don't know that 100% factual. The point for me is that the magnetic energy has gone down like almost 100-fold. Like, I used to wake up in the morning and my refrigerator would be buzzing,
Really?
everything would be buzzing, and I was just sitting in chaos. And so for me to wake up and to be able to sleep at night uninterrupted, that I know something has happened. And that was the only thing that I did differently, was to file my paperwork, which took me about 2 weeks to get put together. By the way, people, this is going to be a 30-day process. And the next steps for me is turning in my certified mail to the IRS, relinquishing my voting rights via certified mail. You have to do everything by certified mail. So it is a process. I don't think it should take someone more than 30 days to go through this process. I'll let you know after I get my passport and then go through the ID and license plate tags, how long that process will take me, because you shouldn't have to pay every year to get your registration. Like, what a bunch of bullshit. Like, this whole system is rigged. It's been rigged on purpose. And
Where does the money go when we pay for that? Like for our registration, it goes to the state, right? And the state uses it for
what? Exactly. Because I don't
whatever's in their budget. Okay.
I don't see any community improvements in my town. Do you? And that's what that money should be going to. Let's go look at the houses of half the people that are elected officials that didn't get sworn in, that are part of the cartel. What kind of homes do they live in? Are they paid for? Are they free and clear? Like, where is the money going? That's a very, very, very good question. Like, some of these people need to be held accountable, you know, especially if you guys are going to continue to pay taxes, then I would demand some answers. But I am refusing to pay taxes. That's the one thing Willie Nelson
So
didn't.
we've had a couple people come on here though and say that they've done it and it doesn't work. Like, do you think it's just because maybe steps weren't taken because it's very specific?
Yeah, I think it's very specific. In fact, when I've veered from trying to get ahead and do it as fast as possible, the Living Learning Group, who I purchased that. So that's the Americans Are Back website. So the Living Learning Group is who I've been communicating with. That's what their email is. And every time I've tried to veer from completing the steps, because they give you check boxes, they keep referring me back to that, saying, do not skip any of the steps. Do not, you know, go past this one until have this information, like stuff like that. I guess she's going to be back in a second. You know, it always feels good to have hope. Yes, it does, Mark. Absolutely. I see the
Hi.
light. Thanks to this channel. 33 years, TI. Thank you. Hello, Kemp. How are you? Mark says I found a
Can you see
V2K
me
lawyer.
again?
Yeah, you're back. You disappeared for a minute. Oh, you disappeared again. Where are you? I can't see you now. Okay, so where was that? But he was too expensive. Yeah, and then you're let down and you feel horrible. Exactly. So I paid, you know, $30,000 for an attorney to keep me you know, out of the mental ward when they kept telling me I was crazy, which is, you know, hey Lisa, how are you? But and then I still ended up on probation, which is crazy. And it's just a racket. The judicial system's a racket. The attorneys in their brainwashed judicial system are a bunch of con men. They're not really going to help you. They do not want to go back and help people obtain their civil rights. So I'm still going through this educational process, but I'll give you tips along the way to help as many of you as I can. So I feel like this is the answer, this is the question, and this is the solution that we've all been looking for as targeted individuals to remove ourselves from the harassment of the system. I haven't even had any sensitivity campaign since my UCC filings were completed. Like usually they're, you know, driving up and down the street with their mufflers. You know, I get the leaf blowers and more than one at a time. But I haven't had any of that since the UCC filing was completed, which was this morning. So I'm thankful for that. I don't, you know what, if that is the answer, but I'm trying to bring people solutions, you know, to get rid of the, you know, the static. Let's put it that way, to get rid of the static. Let me see what this person
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. So Mark says, hey, I'm on day 5. My
I'm
task
gonna try from my
is
computer too.
good. No, I'm not. I haven't seen anybody gang stalking me. In fact, I went to the grocery store earlier today because when I ended up going yesterday, it was closed when I found that that live view technology machine wasn't there anymore. And there were hardly any people. As where when I first got here and I went to the grocery store, there were massive amounts of people. And this town isn't very big. It's like less than 200,000. So it's crazy. Hi, Lorraine. What do you think,
I
Ari?
absolutely love this. I love all of the people who are joining. I think this is fantastic. I still can't freaking get great access. So sorry, guys. I should probably just let Kimberly do this on her own.
No, you look beautiful. It's probably better inside. It might be more. So when you go and learn what it takes to become a state national on the website that I sent you, it'll tell you that you've been living as an indentured servant, which means a slave, in other words. And so now you wonder why, as a targeted individual, they're trying to strip you of your assets and make you poor. So, because you're part of a program, a social
An
experiment,
indentured servant?
an indentured servant.
That's like, when I think of that, I think about like slave. Like,
Yeah,
seriously?
yeah.
Like, they consider all of indentured servants?
That's why when you're born,
Like, where does this say that?
and on the facts page above, becoming an American state national, I just sent it in the group text.
Oh,
So,
yeah. I
yeah,
noticed, you know what's really weird? When you said this last time, Kimberly, I noticed like there was documents that were on the TV. It was some government document and it had a person's name and it was in all caps. Everything else was in normal typeset, but
yeah,
the name was in all caps. Is
yeah.
that like what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Even the banks do it because the banks are the cartels. Look at all my name on my bank statements is all in capital letters. So that's how you know they're part of this. Even my Spectrum bill is all in capital letters. Until you remove yourself from that system, and then there's a certain way that you have to put your address. You have to put care of your address, and then you have to put your zip code, your postal code in brackets. So that means that you're a living man or a living woman living on the land and soil, and you're no longer part of this giant circus corporation that we've got bleeding everybody dry. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to not paying property taxes or,
Every bill and every, like, here's something for the treasurer. Our
yeah,
name is in all caps. The
yeah.
rest of the text is on here. And like on the front of your bills, your names are in all caps, not everything. Uh, I never even noticed that.
I'm telling you, they have been doing this Ponzi scheme for a really long time. And frankly, I'm tired of being poor and I'm looking forward to having my most abundant life as an American state national citizen. So, you need to make
Well,
sure.
I'm excited to learn more.
Yeah. So I'm just
Take this
grateful.
journey with you. And I
Yeah.
think people are too. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that people are too. Sorry if I'm totally lagging, guys. It's not intentional. And I can't see people's comments. And we got to figure out how to put it on the screen. So there
Okay.
was something that you shared in the Radical Truth Summit group, that link. Are you able to share? I'd like to watch a little bit of that video that you shared. Are you able to do that?
Yeah. Let me go to my Substack. Let me look real quick.
I wanna kind of review it with people and see, what they take away from it. If I can see comments.
Okay. Because I sent it to you and Tony this morning.
Yeah, but I'm on my phone with barely any signal. You're coming after me.
Yeah,
It's
here,
all
let me.
your fault. I don't mean that. I don't mean that. I don't mean that.
I know.
you, you
I
know I
told
don't mean
you.
that.
I
You're
told
my
you you may
person.
end up being
You did
targeted.
in our very first meeting.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing has happened like, I mean, and again, to me, I'm thinking, oh, it's just coincidence. Or, you know what, I put this out into the universe by doing something and karma's coming back at me. But
Yeah.
like, it's just very weird, the situations and the issues that we've been having since I started actually building your summit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was conceptualized, we did but once I started actually physically building that back end where the whole community is now, which has grown. I mean, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
But and then once I started actually like pressing the live button, that's when I stopped sleeping. And that's now we're seeing technical. I actually kept some of the difficulties that you've had like in your interviews to show like these things have been happening. Um, I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, you're trying to find that link?
Yeah, so I found the video. So can I share my screen in live
Okay.
view? I should be able to,
Yeah,
right?
you should be able to share your screen. I would
Okay.
love to be able to like pause and reflect on it together, and I want to see what other people think.
Okay, let's do this.
And you make it like full screen.
Yeah.
Look at us you're being so technically inclined. I'm very proud of you. We just got to teach you how to put it on the, yeah, see, I'm not seeing anything.
You're not?
Don't you love us, guys? Aren't we just so entertaining?
Can you see it now?
Yeah, see, I'm not seeing anything. No. I'm going to see it on our live to see if it's there. Can anybody see what she's sharing, guys, or hear it?
Targeted individuals are suspected criminals.
So this is Michael Barden. I follow him on Substack as well as my X account because he's also on X.
Drug dealers, rapists, spouse abusers.
Yeah, they try to label us as all of this. So, and maybe I'm not opening it up in Chrome. Maybe that's why you can't see it. So let me go like this. Are you still there?
Yeah, it just could be my shit signal.
I don't think so. It's probably because it's not in Chrome. So let me try this.
So entertaining. Oh my gosh, your subscriber rate. Thank you, everybody. Holy crap. Thank you, everybody, for who's joining and like listening to her message. I am so like, I'm so proud of you, Kimberly, for what you created. Like you
Well,
have built a community of people and a voice for people. So yes, thank you guys. I hope you enjoy her content, this content.
yeah.
This is cool.
It
Okay.
was advertising for 3 o'clock. I had it for 3 o'clock on my calendar. So
Did
thank you.
you?
Yeah, thank you,
I
Mark,
had the
for
time zones
bringing that
wrong
up.
then.
Yeah. So thank you, Mark, for bringing that up.
That's
It
my
was
bad.
supposed to be. So let me see if we can share my screen now because I want you to see this guy. I've invited him to my podcast a few times, but he hasn't answered me back. So it's okay. His loss. Okay, now can you see it?
I can see it, but it's very. Oh, there we go. Yes. Okay. Now we got to make sure the volume's up. This is really interesting.
Are disgruntled intelligence agents, police officers, or other enforcement that were fired or singled out and only want compensation by the department they work for and revenge. Non-enforcement complainants are mentally ill people suffering from paranoia, delusions, and schizophrenia. Usually drug abuse is assumed or insinuated. Veterans that are targeted are suffering from PTSD and have dissociated from reality due to unhealed trauma from war. Targeted individuals are suspected criminals. They are terrorists, drug dealers, rapists, spouse abusers, bank robbers, pedophiles, etc. The list goes on of what people are told about targeted individuals. Targeted individuals are violent people that need to be watched 24/7 to ensure local and national security. You hear a person in a respectable position say something like this, you just take it for what it's worth and go along with life and just assume that somebody that's a targeted individual is just nuts. And that's what they want you to do because this story is being covered up. I wrote this out in one afternoon.
Okay. Pause for a
based
second.
just on the knowledge.
Pause for a second for me.
Okay, so what does everybody think in the chat? Let's see what they say. You can
So
watch it from
what
my
I
Substack.
take from this,
Yeah.
what I take from this is that targeted individuals are viewed as crazy or as menaces to society. That because of their ideals, they're not normal, right? And if you can put them in a category of mentally ill or a criminal, right? Then you can dismiss their what they're saying. You can dismiss their truth, right? Their experiences because they're just mentally ill.
Well, and or they'll, defy their character by calling them drug addicts, rapists,
Mm-hmm.
wife beaters, all sorts of things. So that's the route that he's going down. He's like, hey, look, and I've been called all of this in the book too. I've been called all of this, stuff about me that isn't true. I'm not a violent person. Should I be on the terrorist watch list? No, I shouldn't, because they target people who are going to be fighters. And I think that they target them to bring them down because they don't want any, hold up against their plan of the one world government. But I think they should think again, So I just wanted to share that. I post the stuff that I think's relative on my Substack. And I think there's some really important information there. So just like I said to James Rajewski today in our summit interview, is Substack seems to be the only, true, the truth platform for the people at the moment. There's not another one out like it, because it's very similar to how you would post on X or, those other platforms. So I think for now, it's probably the best that we've got. And there's some good information there. Are you still there? I can't hear you. Huh? I still can't hear you. Thanks, Anita. I'm looking forward to our podcast whenever you're ready. Okay, now what? Okay.
Can you tell I'm frustrated?
Yeah, now I can hear you now. It's perfect. Stand right there. Don't move. Oh, look, you got a big Gwyn tower behind you. Now move your camera up just a tiny bit and over to, yeah, there you go, right there. See that radio tower behind her? Let's see what.
I'm being zapped.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what I was saying. Like, this is the strangest freaking day of my freaking life. I'm not even cussing. That's how weird today.
Yeah. So what targeted individuals go through is they do things to our bodies and manipulate our minds and tempting us to do things that we normally wouldn't. And it's a battle. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, absolutely. So
I don't remember what I was going to ask you. Damn it. Oh, and your community. That's what I was talking about. Is you're trying to build a community, a place that's where the Radical Truth Summit is being held. And like people, you're the one that really controls what can and cannot be said or shared there. And your only rule is, don't be a freaking bully, like be kind. And so I think that's a good place for you to be able to share and for anybody to be able to share.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
put
there's
it in
still
there
time in
too.
the summit. People can join.
I put the video in there as well for you
Cool.
that are listening. I put it in the VIP, the chat or the community chat. So go check that out. And yeah, so it's very, interesting.
Okay, and then you got a message about a police officer somewhere. Like, what was that all about?
Yeah, so Joy sent me a message about some police officer and then who was a whistleblower for another TI, and they ended up like dying like 4 days apart. It was very suspicious. And so I haven't had a chance to look into that article that Joy sent me. Joy is one of the ones that came onto the podcast. And so I'll look at that information, but I don't know if Joe's on here or not. He's probably not, but he may watch this. But he sent me a bracelet because I purchased a belt from him. It's really cute. It's a sunflower.
Oh,
See it? It's a sunflower.
oh, that's so you.
He's
That
trying
is
to
so
get,
you.
it was the last sunflower, and so he's trying to get to Costa Rica to get out of the noise because apparently they're not allowed to torture the people that live there. And I don't know how true that is. I just rather completely remove myself from the grid so I don't have to pay taxes or income taxes or property taxes. I'd rather just not pay any of that because I don't think that it's necessary. And I'm tired of being part of this master and slave society. So, as I've said in some of my other
But you're not worried
videos.
if you don't pay these taxes because they don't recognize you, right? Like we're hearing that it's not recognized, and you
Well,
get a tax bill and you don't pay it. Like you're not worried about them coming after you. Like you feel
no,
protected.
yeah, yeah. I feel protected within the community because what I'll do is I will send myself what I sent to the recorder's office to myself via certified mail. So I have a copy. If I ever end up in their court system, I can pull that out. And there are 12 ways for me to get out of their judicial system. And I have them in my file folder, which I plan on carrying a lot of this paperwork with me so that I can prove to these cops who aren't cops. They're employees of the corporation. So they're not there. They haven't sworn in office. Unless you swear swear an oath of office, then you're not a legitimate mayor. Or, Todd Callender had something like this. He sent a letter to Anna Von Reitz and was saying something about one governor or mayor, I can't remember, who didn't swear in his oath of office and therefore couldn't make any decisions as the mayor or governor of that state. And so it's really interesting. So that's when I sent that to you and Tony today. And I said, look, this is a 4-minute video and can we get Todd Callender on to speak on the summit? Because he may be an American state national citizen. I don't know. It's all fascinating to me. I'm just trying to navigate.
I'd like to know who other people would like to hear from. You know what I mean? Like they're on this channel. I'd like to know because if we can reach out to other individuals to have on your podcast or within, other summits, because there's so many people out there, I just don't even think we know about all of them who have so much value to bring to this conversation. So if you guys have anybody you suggest, drop them in the comments either now or later when you watch it. I
Yeah.
even look like a mess.
No,
Oh my
you
God.
don't. No, you don't.
Oh, so how do you feel the summit
don't.
has gone so far? Let's tell everybody about how you feel the summit's gone. I mean, this has been really cool, in my opinion. But how do you feel it's gone?
I think it's gone well. I think there's a lot of information, that people can gain from it. I learned a lot of stuff just interviewing these people. And these people are freedom fighters. They don't like the way the government's heading, and they don't want their overreach, and they understand who's footing the bill. And it's not the billionaires who keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer. And there is a definite imbalance in society right now where the playing field needs to be leveled. It literally, there is a real heavy side, And that's where the billionaires come in, you know, the 1%. And it breaks my heart to see homeless people on the street, because it's completely unnecessary, especially when so much money is being sent to fund Israel. And so that's another question that we need to be asking, like, why is our money going over to a different country? Like, period. Like, I want the answers. So we just need to be aware. And
I'd have to agree with you on that. I think
Yeah.
we need to be taking care of the people here in our land, in our soil. You know what I mean? The children, the hungry, the homeless. Like, we should be putting our efforts into our people more than, and you know, I'm all for being humanitarian and helping the world, but like, we need to help our people first.
Yeah. Especially if they're taking our taxes, increasing property taxes, increasing electrical bills, which electricity should be free. I've said that in many of my podcasts, because it is. And they just built this as a moneymaker for them. And it's time that we realize that and educate yourself. It's not that hard. You just have to stop watching, you know, the cat and dog videos and actually want to make a difference. Change, you know.
It's really kind of funny because I'll send her cat and dog videos and it'll be like, I know you don't want me scrolling through, because it's like one of the very first things she said when we started her interviews.
Yeah.
People need to wake up and stop being a zombie scrolling through stupid cat videos. I'm like, I like the cat video.
Yeah, stop watching the zombie news. Igor called it that.
Yeah, the zombie news.
The zombie news where they're just spewing telling two truths and a lie, or maybe with this zombie news, it's two lies and a truth. I think that more like sums it up.
What I like is that there's actually some people in the Summit community group that are there who are kind of, you know, semi-skeptic, I guess, like me, or who are there to learn more because they believe their family is targeted or family members targeted. And I think that's pretty awesome. I think that's kind of the goal here, is we're not only trying to reach, you know, people who believe that they are targeted, but just to educate people in all aspects, right? Just to give this opportunity for people to have knowledge that isn't readily available. We don't have to believe or understand every word that is, you know, that is said, but I think that's pretty cool that there are more and more people in there doing that.
Yeah. Yep, Seth,
Yeah.
you're right on it. Yep. So
I
yeah,
didn't. What
I'm
did Seth say? I can't see from my phone. I'm getting
well,
really. I want to
the
pull my
one
hair
before
out.
the last one said, "You look great, Erica," and the next one said, "Correct. Their aggravated federal crimes against us have become our justified cause for humanity and our planet." Yeah. So it's time. I'm just removing
Oh
myself
yeah.
from them, but yeah. So I'll let you know how the journey goes. I'll do a few solo casts on it, the steps that I took, what websites I went to, and how I went about getting a different passport and driver's license and license plates for my vehicle.
I'd love reactions. Hey, you should record whatever you can.
I know,
Whatever
right?
they'll let you record, you should
Yeah,
record, because I think
yeah.
that'd be, yeah, I think that'd be very interesting to watch,
I
you
should
know,
have
if you're comfortable
I
sharing
should
that.
have recorded when I took the paperwork that I sent to Alaska to be recorded in the land recorder's office. I wish I would have recorded the clerk at the recording office here in this county, because the look on her face was like, we don't do that here, or we can't record this for you here. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then she said to me, there have been people that have wanted theirs recorded here too, and we just don't do that. And if you want an as to why, we can have our attorney reach out to you. And I was like, he's a fake attorney. He's not even a real attorney. So why would I ask him for, I should just do it just to see why, what their, you know, what their response.
Curiosity.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I just do things to
Curiosity.
see what will happen, you know, but you should record.
Yeah.
I record almost everything. So.
Well, if there's a video, guys, that you would like us to watch or talk about next time, like we want your topics because we want to kind of touch on the things that are important to you. So
Yeah.
make sure you drop those in comments. Yeah, because otherwise you're just gonna hear us girl talk the whole time. No, I'm kidding. She's always got something to share that blows my mind. And hopefully
try.
next time I have better freaking connection and internet and don't have these struggles, adversity. You know what though? You just fight through it with a smile on your face. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah. Yep. Sometimes you can do that. And then sometimes you just got to swear at these criminals and their criminal activity. So, you know, can you send the link?
Such
for
a difference
yes.
right there. You can.
Here, let me send this link so that let me see. Let's go. If I can copy this. And I will put it in the chat right now.
I'm quite proud of you. See, you don't even need me much. You can do all the tech stuff yourself too. See, I can see your comments. I can't see anybody else's though.
Lorraine
Yeah,
says,
it's a beautiful day.
the summit is good to talk about. Yes. And Lorraine loves your input.
I want to talk about the Federal Reserve next time, I think.
Okay.
Because I find that very interesting.
Okay, I can do that because the Federal Reserve is the banking cartel. They're not even a real bank. They're not for the people. They put themselves in the position. And that was one of the reasons why JFK was offed, is because he wanted to start printing banknotes, which would have taken control out of the criminal cartel banking system. So I would love to do that on the Federal Reserve. I can do that next one.
Okay.
I'll get
Let's
some
definitely
information.
touch. I'll even do some research.
Oh, good. The skeptic in you is going to do some research. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. But I love you.
I want to be able to come to the conversation with good quality questions.
Good. Good, good, good. So I
awesome.
put that.
Well, thanks everybody. Did you put all your links in there?
Oh, thanks.
No.
Thank
well,
you.
thanks everybody. I'm sorry for
free.
the odd connections and the strange day, but we appreciate you and I love you, Kimberly. I'll call you when I have ability to.
All right.
And we'll get the time right next time.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, we'll get the time right next time.